Hello everyone, Martin here, back with another Legacy video. And today I am playing Bant Food Chain. So, for me this is like that time of the year. That time of the year where I have kind of forgotten what a miserable experience it is playing quote unquote infinite combos on Magic Online, and where I decide, like a fool, to throw my time and resources after this deck. So, the thing is, I love this deck. I love Food Chain. This was my first real sort of legacy love. And for those of you long in the tooth, this is MTG the source. This is the the original super resource for legacy content. Before there was Discord, there were message boards, and this was my favorite one, and I know the favorite one of a lot of people. And if you see here, this is me, and this is me writing a primer for Food Chain back in October 2013. Now, I'm not going to take credit for this deck, it's not my invention. And like you can see here, I'm linking to an older primer, um, which was from 2012, back when Misthollow Griffin was spoiled. But just to show you that I have a deep history with this deck. And back then it was a lot different than it is now. It was like a pure Simic combo deck, no third color. Then eventually someone decided that, hey, Deathrite Shaman was a pretty good card, so we branched out into black. I remember I won a foreign black border. No, it wasn't black border. It was a white border Underground Sea in a side event at Bazaar of Mox in Annecy back in like 2000 and I want to say 14, playing Food Chain. That was my peak with this deck. So, okay, the basics. For those uninitiated, this is a combo deck that wants to assemble Food Chain, this green enchantment, that lets you exile a creature to add X mana, which is the converted mana cost, or the mana value of the creature plus one, and you get to choose which color you make. But you can only spend that mana on creatures. So basically, if you exile a Noble Hierarch to the Food Chain, you get 2 mana. You get to choose which color, but you can only make creatures. And this is a combo with creatures that can be cast from exile. And here we have Misthollow Griffin. This was the first creature, or I believe any card that was able to be brought back from exile, not counting stuff like Pull from Eternity, which is a sorcery that lets you like grab a card in exile and put it into your graveyard. It's not quite the same thing. We later got Eternal Scourge, and there is now also a new Squee. And I have seen people play like the rug colors, the teamer colors for Food Chain to utilize Squee, and that's a space I've not explored. But since Bant got stuff like Ice-Fang, Coatl, Uro, and I suppose Teferi, Time Raveler, I really think that the Bant color wedge, what's the word, is really interesting. So basically, we get to play a slightly like clunkier Bant mid-range deck, um, but we get to have a win on the spot combo. So yeah, basically like this with this Food Chain with Misthollow Griffin makes infinite mana, but we can only use it to cast creatures. So we have Walking Ballista as the payoff spell, and we have 2 Recruiter of the Guard that finds Walking Ballista. There are obviously this can be a proxy for like a number of things. Back in the old days, we won with Emrakul. Recruiter obviously doesn't find Emrakul, but the card Fierce Empath is like a green Recruiter of the Guard that lets you tutor up a creature that costs 6 or more. So you would have like an Emrakul, but there are like many. Um, I have seen this Bant version also play Hydroid Crisis, I believe it's called. It's like a green blue XX where you draw half of X or something like that and gain half of X life. So basically, with that, you get to draw your entire life, and it gets plus X plus X. But you still need, like, Ballista shoots on the spot. Um, Now, why did I have this somber introduction where I was basically complaining about this being miserable to play? Well, it's because there is no, for people not playing much online or not familiar with Magic Online, there's no way to execute a loop. See, if I was playing this in paper and I got Food Chain in play and had a Misthollow Griffin and it resolved, I would say, okay, well, I'm going to exile Misthollow Griffin to Food Chain, make 5 blue. I'm going to cast Misthollow Griffin. Does it resolve again? They're like, yeah, okay, I have no interaction. Well, then I would just say to my opponent, okay, well, I'm going to do this 5,000 times, and I'm going to get 1 mana of every color 1,000 times. So, okay, now that I have like 5,000 mana floating, I'm going to cast Walking Ballista and make it a 2,000, 2,000. And I'll have a spare 1,000 mana, and I'll shoot you for whatever. And let's say that you don't have the Walking Ballista, or even if you do, but you also have, like, let's say 2 Ice-Fang Coatls and an Uro. Well, in paper, I would just say, okay, well, I have 5,000 mana. I'm just going to cast these as well, draw cards, because it's the optimal play. But every single mana that you're generating on Magic Online with Food Chain costs, I think it's like 8 clicks. So, like, you click on the Food Chain, you choose the color of mana that you want to produce. So that's 2 clicks. You click on the creature that you've exiled. Let's say it's Eternal. You want to exile. That's Eternal Scourge. That's 3 clicks. Then you click on Eternal Scourge again. That's 4 clicks. And now you click the 3 times you for like paying the mana cost. So I suppose that's 7 clicks. So, and that will have netted you 1 mana. Each iteration of like exiling and recasting has given you 1 mana. It doesn't matter if it's Scourge or Griffin. So just some quick math. If our opponent is a 20, we need Walking Ballista to be to sink 40 mana into it. So that's 40 times 7, and that's, I suppose, 280 clicks. So that's 280 clicks. Click, click, click. That's a lot of clicks, and that only just makes the enough to deal 20. What happens if they have like a Swords to Plowshares and a creature, right? So you have to make more. And do you have time to also make extra mana to cast your spare Ice-Fang Coatls just to draw a card and maybe draw a force in case they do have something? Probably not. Some people are good sports about it, and like, let's say that you assemble Food Chain and then you cast Recruiter of the Guard and get Walking Ballista. Like, I would say a lot of people, but not everyone, is going to concede to that. Some people are going to make you play it out because, as on Magic Online, we have a chess clock, and so that's a way to win. If your opponent is playing like a dirtly combo deck with 1,000 clicks, and you can make them spend like 5 or 7 minutes on their clock to click through it, then maybe you win. So that's also why normally I'm playing on my laptop using my laptop mouse pad. That doesn't make any noise, but I've actually connected a mouse here. Not sure you can hear that, but you might hear the mouse clicking, so apologies for that. So anyways, it doesn't mean this deck is impossible to play, or it's still possible to play. It just means it's sort of a slightly suboptimal version of itself, and I have to be mindful of the clock to not get in trouble with timing out. Okay, so the sideboard is just like Bant good stuff. I think this deck is usually pretty good against other mid-range and grindy decks. It's usually decent against non-blue decks. It's quite often very poor against other combo decks. I'm not sure how overboard to go on that. And I think, like, because we're playing like 3 endurance across the 75, it's probably like at least has a fighting chance versus Doomsday. We also have like some Veil of Summers to bring in versus any black based combo deck. We have Fairy Macabre as a fourth graveyard hate against Reanimator. Containment Priest slow, but also comes in against Reanimator, but also comes in against Show and Tell, and Show and Tell is like just a pretty bad matchup, I think. I decided to add like a single Deafening Silence. Cool thing about this is that Deafening Silence doesn't hurt our combo at all, because aside from the food chain, we will only be casting creature spells to pull out the combo. And I got a couple of Serenities because I think Gatecast is a popular deck. This is also the first week. You'll be watching this a couple of weeks down the road because I'm like trying to have a recording schedule that lets me not stress about like doing a video a week. But that means that you'll be seeing this a couple of weeks from now, by which point probably we'll know a lot more about the Orcish Bowmaster and whether or not the hype was real. As it stands, it's only just been released into the wild. I would expect maybe to run into one or two decks if I'm lucky that is playing it, but I think the availability of that card is pretty hard on Magic Online. All right, well, I think with that said, I am going to jump into League. All right, on the play for round number one. Let's see how we do. Well, I mean, this hand is interesting, but kind of relying on Brainstorm to do a lot of the heavy lifting. I'm gonna keep though. We have two of our three cards for the combo, and the rest of the hand is decent. If like this Griffin had been a land, I'd be really stoked. Potentially would also have liked like a Force of Will, but yeah, we can't have it all. So let's just Flooded Strand go. Oh, the Flooded Strand Mirror. Oh no, not Delver. I'm gonna Brainstorm now because I expect them. Oh, fuck me. Of course, punished for not mulliganing. Yeah, well, let's hope they don't daze. I've just been in this scenario like too many times before where they're just so tempted or incentivized to daze this like my turn cantrip. Okay, they don't, and we are still like just not seeing a land. Come on, land. Yes. Oh my god. Lucky. All right. Yeah, I was just like kind of bummed because Delver is certainly the kind of deck that would punish um, a like a one lander, right, out of the 3-color deck here. All right. Not a wasteland. It's Rug Delver. Okay. Wow. Okay, that's really aggressive. That kind of makes me think they have like a Murktide. They're not like desperately looking for Force of Will after seeing Windswept Heath plus Snow-Covered Island. I wouldn't expect. I suppose. Okay, yeah, they want. No, that makes sense. They want to get it. Delirious. Okay, I think I'm gonna Brainstorm. I'm not sad about the Tundra here. So we have a lot of 3-drops that we are kind of interested in. I think maybe the Misthollow Griffin and the Manipulate Fate can go. Kind of sucks that we drew this Tundra. I'm gonna play Ice-Fang Coatl at some point here. Not to. I'll take the 3 rather than chump block. Having the Ice-Fang is not bad on the subsequent food chain turn. Okay. Well. Yeah, I'm gonna get a Snow-Covered right into Daze, but I think this is a forced play on our side. Brainstorm, sure. They put a Trop into their graveyard. So, did you find the Daze? Yep, they found the Daze. Well, a land would be great. We don't get it. It's well, I mean, we could. Maybe we are supposed to cast this. Actually, I think I am gonna. It really sucks to lose the Uro and the endurance here, but one thing is to take them off Delirium, but it also means that there's no Murktide coming this turn. So uh, this hopefully buys us a bit of time. But yeah, not sure we can recover from the sort of resource loss that this was. It won't take them long to get like a Murktide up and running. You might have noticed during the deck tech that this deck is only playing like two Ponders, and I think that will cause like stumbling on mana some amount of the time. I'm only playing 19 lands, but then I am playing 4 Noble Hierarchs, so I mean, I don't know. And the only two Ponders, which is obviously quite controversial in a Legacy blue deck sense, is to make room for like the Manipulate Fates, which I didn't even touch on. That's like one of the coolest cards in the deck. Okay, well, let's see here. I'm not really expecting Teferi to make it here, but we do have, this is like the win. Okay, so they pitch Force. Pitch cast Force, pitching Delver. Okay, so next turn, I think I'm mostly concerned about them having Lightning Bolt now because that is gonna, like, they can ping the Eternal Scourge in response to the food chain. We'll also see. They can also make like they have. Oh, never mind. If they have the Murktide here, I think they just win. I would need to draw like Plow or I suppose Ice-Fang or something. This Tarmogoyf. Okay, that's also lethal. So Misthollow Griffin. Okay, well I'm gonna play this and get the Walking Ballista. And if they have the bolt, they win. And if not, then we still need to draw like a removal spell. Well, we did make them expend like a couple of forces, or one force, I suppose. The other one was probably milled. Okay. Well, so like Ice-Fang drawing a Plow is like what the best we could hope for. Okay. Right. That was rough. What do we want here as far as sideboard options go? We probably want like that prismatic endings. I think endurance is really good here. Carpet of Flowers is really good. Probably not Veil of Summer, though maybe. I mean, let's just see. I'm gonna take out Teferi. Probably skimp just a little bit on the combo. Coatl Manipulate Fate. What else? Maybe I need to skimp more on the combo. Because what else do you cut here, right? Like, things that die to Red Blast is just, like, not very good. So maybe one more of these. Maybe, like, maybe actually even lose 2 food chains. And one of the recruiters. So I've shaved on the combo. And I'm going to bank on, like, the mid-range plan, like, carrying us through. And eventually, like, we'll find one of the 2 food chains at some point. And hopefully get there. Yeah, let's see. We are ahead on the clock, so that's something, I suppose. Yes, I will keep this. And not gonna show the white mana, though I'm not sure if it's gonna make a difference or not. So obviously I'm gonna save Grafdigger's Cage. Okay. That has, well, it stops Uro, so that is one thing it does against this. But that's, I think, the only thing. And right on track there. So I am actually gonna end this cage, seeing as I have 2 removal spells left. Force. Okay, I mean, I'm not gonna complain about that, especially as we have a second one, and Uro isn't even like really the main plan. I'm concerned about my mana development here. Very concerned, actually. Like, I am basically needing to draw a land right now on my next draw step to not, like, get into full-blown panic mode. Okay. Okay, so they are cantripping, but they're down to 4 cards once this ponder resolves. And I suppose, like, we can always, if we draw land now, we can cast Uro and then just have him chill in the graveyard. But yeah, really need that land. It's not a land, and we can't even cast this because of the Snow-Covered Island. That's a shame. Yep, not gonna spew off the second ending. I think this game might need me to conserve my removal. Yeah, I think I might need to use it on the Delver. So they're setting up their Delver to flip with the Ponder. Although I do have like Endurance that if I ever get to hardcast territory, the Endurance can like snipe the Delver. Okay, they don't shuffle. I'm kind of happy they didn't have a second Delver. That would be kind of rough. Still no land. Oh I'm really very disappointed that this has happened already in game 1 in the first match. That I'm getting this screwed on mana. Like, okay, well, there we go. At least we we got a land. So I'll stop complaining now. I think I'm gonna pass and then like start the Ice-Fang Coatl onslaught on their end step. They probably have Red Blast, but I mean, then we're gonna need them to start using those. Let's get a nice snow-covered forest. Yep, there's the Red Blast. Another land, please. No? Okay. I'm gonna brainstorm while they don't have Red Blast and hopefully like develop my mana here. Yeah, okay, that's actually pretty good. So we're gonna draw into these cards anyways, so why don't we just put Plow on top. Actually, no. I think I'm gonna cast the Ice-Fang Coatl now, just to play around Red Blast. There's no need to save it. All right, let's draw the Plow. We have one prismatic ending left that will get the Grafdigger's Cage. Chandler, sure. Okay, I'm not gonna Plow into Daze. Just trying to work out if I'm supposed to, like, using this Plow on this DRC might not be the right way to go because, like, if they have Murktide, that's a big issue, and until I have second green, I can't cast the Endurance, blah, blah, blah. I think I'm actually just gonna, go like this and get my life and my extra land if I'm lucky to draw one. Um, at least get my draw. There is a land. I really wish it was green. But it's not. I'm going to hold back Ice-Fang because if they get Delirious with DRC, then that has to attack. Obviously, I didn't even touch upon this, but these two cards are like the best of friends. They're surgically extracting Brainstorm. I'm certainly okay with that. Those kinds of like card disadvantage plays, I always find a little bit interesting. Like, I understand it if it's basically to peek at your opponent's hand and know which card to like force of will, but that's not where this game is right now. And just to like go down a card like that seems rough. Okay, but they kept their card on top. I'm not sure if they were like trying to never get Delirious or if they just really wanted it. Ah, okay. That explains it. I mean, that's okay. I'll take 1 damage here. They know our hand. So okay. Come on, Greenland? Not Greenland, but pretty good. Yeah. Played this and I am gonna play out the Eternal Scourge here. This is like unremovable basically. It if it gets targeted by like a bolt, say, it'll go into exile and never into the graveyard. So only if I chump block will it go into the graveyard. Okay, so they were gonna submerge my guy here. That's obviously a little bit annoying, but I think it's okay. I'll redraw it. I have Plow for Murktide. I can back it up with Force of Will. That's not even card disadvantage. So now I think it becomes this game too here at least becomes about like time management like a lot. I can still lose obviously, but yeah. Don't shuffle. Okay. So this is the Murktide. I would assume. No. So I'm gonna replay. I'm gonna attack with Exalted. If this resolves, maybe they have another Submerge. I don't know. And this goes into exile and I can replay it. So I guess it would be Submerge on Hierarch. Okay, they concede. They, I guess, don't believe they're gonna beat what's in front of them. Wow. Okay. Cool. Survived that early sort of mana screw. Um, are we happy with this constellation here? Is there anything that I'm gonna regret not having? I'm not sure I'm supposed to keep all the forces. Like Force of Will normally is not maybe the best versus Delver, but like with the Griffins, yeah, I don't know. Um, I don't know. Is the Veil of Summer too cute? I'm not sure. Like it is just a massive blowout if we ever get to like use it on a Force of Will or something. And they are for sure going to keep their forces. I think I am going to bring in the Veils. You know, for science. We'll see for game 3 here. I would love to see a carpet of carpet of flowers. There you go. That's what I would love to see. Okay. I'm gonna I am gonna not play uh the carpet into a daze. I'm gonna play a noble hierarch here. Yeah. And this might eat a bolt, but you know, that's one less bolt. Yep, yep. They couldn't even wait until I passed my turn. Right there in my main phase. So we have to be wary about surgical on the Uro here, but we'll see. Yeah, okay. There's a Goyf. Right. Gonna see here if this can like resolve. They might think it's worth a Force of Will here. Yep. Daze. Okay. I'm gonna fetch another basic forest here. Hope they don't have a second Daze. And in a moment I'm gonna take 4. I would assume, from the Tarmogoyf. But at that point, if I get to untap, I have Plow and I have Uro Delver. Okay. They have one card. Just really hope it's not Surgical. Let's see here. Surgical will be such a blowout because I just drew the second Uro. Yeah. So I think it's Surgical or I just win. Famous last words and all. So how about you don't flip revealing Surgical? That would just be amazing. Okay, no reveal. Are they gonna fetch? Yeah. Is their last card Surgical? No. It's just like red. What's this? Oh, it's Minsk and Boo? Yikes. Okay. That I don't really have a ready-made answer for. That was a good draw. So I take what? I take 5 here. And then next turn I get... So I take 5, I go down to 11. How does this work? I got completely screwed over by this in one of the other videos I did because I didn't read the card. So they sacrifice the creature and then deal X, which is 4 at that point. And so they deal 4 to me and they draw 4 cards, for instance. Yeah. Okay. They're not attacking with the Delver, which is an interesting choice. Okay. Well, we need Uro to kind of pull through here. Yeah, let's just go for it. So actually, I do. It does actually matter what I exile here because we're playing endurance. There's a world where we can like get cards back into the deck, but I think like getting the carpet out in case they draw, like Tarmogoyf is probably worth it. And there's an endurance. I don't hate that. Okay. I guess they were holding. That makes sense. They were holding back Delver to make it so I couldn't take loyalty counters off the old Minsk and Boogaloo. Maybe I'm supposed to. Actually, no. We'll wait and see what they reveal here. If they reveal, they don't reveal. Okay, you know what? I am actually going to. I'm gonna get Savannah here, and I'm gonna cast Endurance before they draw. If it's a Murktide, that could be kind of important. So I mean, they can fling the Boo at my Endurance and draw 4 cards. That would obviously be really strong. Yep. So that's what they're doing, I suppose, or maybe it's at me. I don't know. X damage to any. Why can't I see what it's targeting? Okay, there we go. So they're targeting Endurance. Wow, draw 4. Nice. Yeah, I think this Minsk Boo is going to be the end of us, unfortunately. But I mean, the 4 mana spells of Legacy usually end up winning the game. But we will see. Wasteland, not too concerned with. Let's see if they drew if they drew Submerge or Red Blast, something that targets Uro here. That's kind of annoying. So I'm gonna test the waters here. Attack Boo, Minsk and Boo. Obviously, they're gonna either remove it or get in front of it. Okay. That was not a bad draw. Jump with the Delver, which is nice. I'm gonna replay or play another Uro here just to get the life in the card draw. Oh, and I'm gonna keep the one that's in play already. Brainstorm. Hell yes. Put a land. No, I can't put a land. Okay, and I'm gonna play another Noble Hierarch. And pass. So right now they can either like draw one card, lose their Minsk and Boo, or they can like make this for another 4/4, which is obviously what they're gonna do. Another Delver, okay. Well, I mean that kind of explains why, like they drew 4 cards, and I'm guessing they drew like a couple of creatures there. Okay. Prismatic Ending is good. I'm gonna brainstorm. We found another plow. Oof. I mean, let's pending the. Actually, hang on. Can I make 4 mana? No, I can't make 4 colors. Damn Bant colors. Let's try and exile this. It would kind of stand to reason for them to have a force. Okay, so they do have force. So now they're hellbent. Yeah, that gets forced. They mill the ponder. Okay, I'm gonna. Do I do this in combat? No. I think it's better to wait to combat. They might like commit 2 creatures or something. Attack Minsk and Boo. Our dude's an 8/8. They would have to put all 3 in front of it. I don't think they'll do that. I mean, I would love it if they do that. Oh, wait, we're just gonna get Minsk? Wow. Okay. Let's ponder here. Yeah, I'll keep these. I'm in a pinch. I can draw. I can brainstorm to get force plus brainstorm and then put back the 2 plows. I don't expect that I'm gonna be like wanting to do that. Let's see. I'm gonna see if. Actually, no, that was dumb because this gets them to scry. I thought I was gonna be able to see what they drew here. Days. Okay, they don't want to draw days. I think I'm just gonna plow these 2. Maybe this is too aggressive. Like if they get Murktide, but I think like I'm attacking with an 8/8 Uro every turn here. Okay, so they're drawing blind card. Do you attack here? Yeah, that makes sense. Trying to make it a race, I suppose, but maybe yeah, I don't know. That's the play you have. I would guess. Okay, so we have a force of will that we're going to be drawing into. So I'm gonna make my attack first. Okay, I'm not gonna put in a land. I think I am just gonna chill here, honestly, and not cast this brainstorm. We have hard cast force. We're sitting pretty over here. No need to spew off resources now. Okay, they go to combat. No blocks. I think I will hard cast force on like Murktide. Prismatic Ending. Well, let's see what Uro gives us before we ending this Delver. In a way, we could just as easily just leave the Delver in play, honestly. There's a Griffin. Maybe I do cast Brainstorm now. Well, I mean, there's the combo, so there's that. Alright. So let's make a blue mana. Let's exile this Hierarch, and let's cast like this. We can pay for a daze. Okay, and here begins the clicking. So I'm going to edit out what I can, but here we go. Alright, so I'm going to make white mana now, and I'm going to cast the Recruiter of the Guard and get the Ballista. And then I'm going to see if my opponent concedes. And if they don't, I'm going to ask if they're willing to concede. Oh, sweet. Kind opponent, straight shooter. There we go. Excellent. I'm really pleased. I was so skeptical after losing that game 1. I mean, I don't think we needed the combo here. I think we had the game sewn up, but it's nice to get to display it. And we just got to play like Bant mid range versus Rug Delver and even survive that Minsk and Boo. All right, sweet. On to round number two. Right. On the play for round number two. Yeah, I like this hand, especially on the play. I'm gonna probably. Is it the Vista or the Misty? I think it's the Misty for a forest and play Noble Hierarch. All right, Burden Catacombs from the opponent. Suppose that could be like Black Red Reanimator, could be a Bug Scam, could be Tess. Yeah, it's whoa, Shallow Graves. It's Reanimator like Tin Fins, like I was playing a while back. Something like that. So, like, all these three, like, four cards are pretty decent. Like, this obviously is the highest power level. If they have Reanimate, they get to take two cards, but one of them almost has to be Plow, where I'll just Plow this. Let's see. Them having Shallow Grave makes me think it's not like Bug Scam. Obviously, it could be like the range that these like grief centric decks can pull off is quite broad. Okay, so they take Plow. That makes me think they're going to bring this Grieferino back. Petal. Okay, so it's like proper Reanimator. If all that happens is Grief here, I'm pretty thrilled about that. I feel like my deck can beat a Grief, but my deck cannot beat Resolve Gristlebrand or probably not Archon. Oh, okay, shoot, never mind. If they have Reanimate and they get an Archon, that would be a reason to take Plow. Let's see. Okay, Gristlebrand. Do they have the Reanimate? Or any other like 2-mana one? Yep, okay. Concede. Not gonna play it out. I'll finish this turn with like a Prismatic Vista in my hand and maybe one of the other three cards. And I'm not gonna beat a Gristlebrand from there. Okay. So we have some tools here. So obviously, like these four are really good. Containment Priest, certainly an interesting card. Veil of Summer as well. Deafening Silence, I mean, they they can easily, like you can easily play around Deafening Silence, but it does shut off the most broken lines like turn one with Dark Ritual, or even like Petal, Entomb, Reanimate. I think it probably is better than, like, we can find a card that's worse than it in the main deck. Okay, so like Teferi Teferi acts like removal. Yeah, let's see. Okay, so the Uros can, at least a couple of them can come out. I don't really like Ice-Fang very much. And 4 Plows is probably too many. Plow is not terrible against like a Grief like we just saw there, or like it is a way to not lose to a Resolved Archon. So what's the last cut? Because I think I'm happy with these. Maybe it's like a Manipulate Fate, or maybe it's Teferi. I'm not sure. Like Uro is a way to win, so having one of those might not be terrible. But we have like endurances and stuff, and the actual combo. It's tough. Maybe I keep one Ice-Fang and bring out one Recruiter and one Griffin instead. Yeah, I think I like this. Let's try this. We have 5 forces. We have 4 endurance slash fairy. So that's like 9 things we can find as turn 0 or turn 1 interaction. And of course, we get none of them here. Yes, a mulligan. Yeah, that's a keep. No green card to pitch to this, which is a bit of a bummer. But and you know, you should expect a Reanimator to be able to like beat one card here, one piece of interaction. But yeah. So I'm gonna put away the Scourge and let's represent Veil here. They kept 7, so I mean it is very exceedingly likely that we just like that they grief away the fairy and then combo us. Oh, we get another turn. Interesting. Ugh, come on. All right, tell you what, we can manipulate fate here and hope to draw a green card. How many green cards are in the deck? It's like 2, 6, 8, 12, 14, 15, 16 with the one in my hand, so okay. Yeah, let's get a couple of Griffins and the Eternal Scourge. Yeah. Green card? Yay, we drew the green card. Okay. Now I'm feeling a little bit like more safe, although, you know, take that with a pinch of salt. And also, like, if they have the pivot onto show and tell, we don't have actively anything that can protect us from that. Also, it would be nice to not have to. Yep, you get to entomb. To not have to pitch the food chain because we have like 2/3 of the combo here. We have infinite mana, and so basically the cool thing about if you don't have the actual payoff card, just having food chain plus 3 of these gives you 3 like unkillable vigilance creatures basically. Okay, Dark Ritual sure resolves. Gonna try and click through that a bit quickly. It says, oh, show and tell. Fuck. Damn. Okay. So the entomb was just a scam. Okay, I'm gonna put in food chain and like hope to like almost whatever they do here. If I draw Recruiter of the Guard, which I bordered out one of them, or or actual Walking Ballista, then it's a win. So yeah. All right. They have Gristlebrand. Draw 7, sure. There's a world where we may actually beat this. I'm not sure because like they can't get through damage with Gristlebrand. We can just block and then before damage exile the Griffin to food chain. So if we get our turn here and they don't have more creatures in the yard, plus, and we do have the fairy to stop that. Okay, which I'm gonna have to use now. I'm gonna exile Archon and I don't know. Doesn't matter. I don't know. Show and tell. So they probably can get another creature into the fray here, unfortunately, because they have 7 cards in hand. They can draw 7 more, but we're doing what we can with what we got. If they can animate 2 Archons, then the line I described doesn't work because we need at least one of these 2 lands. Okay, they go down to 5. Seems correct. Oh, damn. Okay, well, that's not good. Do you have the discard spell too? Echoing Truth. Brutal. Like normally I would always just concede to resolve Gristlebrand, but as we until now had actually a chance, I was not going to concede. Okay, that was a quick, rough, and brutal beating by Reanimator, but you know, that happens. Let's see if we can bounce back for round number 3. Round number 3 on the draw. This seems like an unkeepable hand. We have the combo, honestly. We have everything to win if we just draw runner lands and then wait one more turn, but point of mulligans to 6. Okay, screw it. I'm gonna regret this. Forget what I said in game 1 or in match round 1 when I was just complaining. hard and heavy about like the mana screw in this deck. I don't even have a blue card to pair with Force of Will, but okay. Versus Saga, is this 8 cast or Painter? Well, that was the one, like, chance number 1 for a land that didn't arrive. I'm assuming they have like a soul land here. No? Interesting. I guess this is 8 cast then. Do you have what, a pedal? Or is this Saga just not gonna make? It could be like breakfast. Yeah, it could be breakfast. Fuck me. Sorry. Yeah, what can you do? I think do I force this just to not, like, this is breakfast, just to not lose like a card to discard? I don't think so. I think I get rid of an Ice-Fang Coatl. We have like Force Pitch Coatl and Endurance Pitch Food Chain. Endurance, I think, only works. Does it work with? Yeah, I think it only works if it's Shuko that they're using. I'm not sure. I've never actually tried, but so if they have nomads and they mill everything and then they like try to reanimate Thassa, then Thassa comes into play. I think I have to fetch her just on the extremely unlikely off chance they have, and we have to get plow mana, but they have a Pithing Needle. But yeah, so if they get like Cephalid Illusionist and Nomads, then they can just respond to the Oracle trigger after Endurance resolves. Okay, there's the Illusionist. Yeah, I'm gonna plow, see how much how much fireworks needs to come together here. So actually, do I just, if I plow here, then we stop them, or they force. If they force, we can force back, or we can choose not to force back. Whereas if I wait and they have, if let's say I wait and they have force, once they've milled everything, they can then like Cabal Therapy. I force, then they force back, and then like my endurance is sort of screwed. So I think I am gonna plow here and hope to draw out like a. Oh fuck it! They actually hit an Archimedes on the first mill here. That's unfortunate. Well, not to worry. We can beat an Archimedes if we draw lands at some point. Okay, so they have days. I'm not going to pay for days. I'm hoping they don't also have force. Okay. So let's see here. I'm going to like auto yield to every Shuko and every Illusionist trigger now. And then I just have to wait. And then I think, yeah, we'll get to test this. That was sort of half talking about. So they play the Stoneforge package. We just have to Force of Will. So we have to Force of Will Therapy. And so there's the Oracle. So once they Dread Return the Oracle, it comes into play. Does Endurance even beat that? It just means that the Oracle is in play. So they hit Therapy. Now they have 0 cards. They're going to Therapy. They have to Therapy, right? I'm going to Force. They actually have the second Force. That's like kind of rough. Or not the second Force, the Force, because they only daze this. Okay, they didn't. I should look at the stack. Okay, so they Dread Return. They target Thassa. So what happens if I Endurance now? Then their combo fizzles. They have 4 cards. If I wait, Thassa comes into play. Then I Endurance. Then they just have a Thassa. And So the Oracle is they could no they would eventually be able to like they could play a Teferi and bounce it or something. Hmm. But the Dread Return is gone. The Dread Return is gone. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna Endurance now. Sorry, opponent, for taking a long time about it. Oh, they have the Force. I should have just looked. Yeah, yeah, all right, all right. Wasted my time. I suppose that play kind of makes sense because the Force on the therapy doesn't do anything. They know that I'm like forcing to preserve something. That was dumb. I didn't bother looking, but yeah. Okay, so um, so they are a Saga deck, but not really a lot else for Serenity to pick off. I suppose like Containment Priest stops the Oracle. Fairy Macabre is really good. I think Endurance is only so. Like it would have at least sort of stopped them from winning here, but if it had resolved. So yeah, maybe it is good enough for two. I think maybe Prismatic Ending is kind of okay. So what do we cut here? I'm gravitating towards cutting combo stuff. I think like also Ice-Fang is not super duper impressive. Let's shave a little bit of the combo. What's the last cut here? Hmm. Honestly, I'm not sure. Maybe it is okay to just have the two endurance, not three. I might live to regret that. Yeah, let's keep this. We're missing a food chain to have the combo, but we're up against a force days combo deck. So, oh, they're mulliganing to 5. That's lucky for us. Okay, let's start with Noble Irash. I love this card. I think this is like what once I, as an adult, got back into playing Magic, which was like early 2011, 12, something like that. This was like one of the first new frame cards that I like got and just was really impressed with. Wow, really plow? Sure. Let's brainstorm here. At least one land back. Maybe it's two. Yeah. I didn't mean to sound like I thought that was a bad plow. Just like unexpected. But maybe I should have expected it. It is. Ponder sure. Um, like plow the bolt the bird kind of thing. Like stopping the mana ramp is definitely like legit. I don't know. Like I feel like I'm probably supposed to keep open endurance as like a stop the combo kind of card. But yeah, I think I'll fetch her. But I also do kind of want to like start doing stuff. Hierarch. So no, I'm gonna play the hierarch. This does mean endurance is down for the turn, but and like I have plow, but if they play out, no, plow is always gonna be able to break up the combo when none of the creatures are already in play. Like if they play out illusionist first, I just plow in response to nomads and vice versa. But yeah, we'll see. This is oh, never mind. Another plow maybe. Stoneforge. Okay. If this is Stoneforge for Kaldra, I feel like probably plowing the Stoneforge. Shuko, okay. Guess not. They could have the Cauldra, but I mean I can always plow the token. Yep. Yep. Equip. Play and equip. I feel like I probably am not supposed to play out this hierarch. If I play out this hierarch, then I have only one answer, which is endurance to their combo. Whereas if I just don't, then what am I doing, right? Yeah, I think I am gonna play out this hierarch on second thought. I don't really want to play endurance into a daze, so I think if I'm gonna respond to something this turn, if they have the combo, it has to be plow. Which means, haha, attack with a 2/3. How do you like that? Yeah. What does your Shuko have to say about that, huh? This noble being is storming towards you. All right. So if they have illusionist plus like counterspell, then we lose here. But I also think it's important to develop my mana with this second hierarch. That means like eventually I'll be able to play out spells and keep stuff open. Or keep stuff up at the same time. So I probably just will plow this before Shuko means they get another life point. Alright. That kind of reset the damage, but at least Cauldra is sort of out of play right now. I could also just draw Food Chain and win on the spot here. How about that? Surgical and plow. Okay. So I wonder what their last card is. Whatever it is, I don't believe it's going to beat a Food Chain. How many did I board out? 2 or 1? Just 1. Okay, so there are 3 Food Chains in the remaining 45 cards. 1 per 15 cards, so we are drawing into like Food Chain territory, huh? Alright. Take my turn. Draw Force. Yeah, I kind of like Force here. I think I will probably hard cast Endurance next turn. Actually, you know what? Maybe I'm supposed to get Recruiter into play and like get Ballista into play. No. I think that if I had like 4 more lands in play, I might like that play because I could then like start like reloading the Ballista pretty like maybe one or two times every turn cycle. But yeah. So drawing the Force is nice. They're down to 1 card, and we're gonna flash in Endurance, which is gonna hit for 5 every turn. So that does mean like Endurance is no longer the like protection against their combo, but I think I'm okay with that because we have the Force. Nomads, sure. That's just more B. They already have B here, so they need A. Illusionist. So now like Endurance doesn't. Yeah, Endurance doesn't beat Illusionist with Nomads. I don't think, right? Because Oracle comes into play, no cards in the library. We flash an Endurance. Endurance tucks their graveyard into their deck. Then they just start milling again with Endurance, with the Oracle trigger still in the stack. So I'm gonna force. So they're Hellbent, but like first time they draw Illusionist, we basically lose. So this is a little bit scary. Yeah, not attacking into the Endurance, which I am gonna cast now. Not gonna tuck anything. Don't want to put another Illusionist into their graveyard, into their library. All right. All right. Let's attack. I think I'm gonna keep a hold of the Recruiter of the Guard, just because I don't think there's a reason to like give up the actual like win on the same turn if I draw the Food Chain. I'm gonna play this Griffin though. does add 1 to the clock. By the way, sorry if you just heard some whistling. There was someone whistling outside my apartment. Oh, there they go again. I don't know what that's it. What's up with that? It's really hot right now here in Copenhagen, so I have like all my windows open. I'm still sweating bullets here. So, did you draw something scary? Did you draw the win? I certainly hope not. You wouldn't do that to me, right? Actually, you know what? I'm an idiot. This Recruiter of the Guard gets Fairy Macabre. What's this? 4 mana. Oh, it's Dread Return. No! Oh! Oh, God. Yep. Dread Return then comes in like, I'm so angry with myself. I should have gotten the Fairy Macabre. Okay. You live, you learn. Okay, thanks opponent for sticking it to me. All right, let's yeah, and they said like I could have gotten Container Priest. There we go. That's why you should maybe get some reps in when you're playing like a toolbox creature like Recruiter of the Guard. I just wasn't thinking about it. Oh, anyways, let's go for round number 4. All right, on the play for round number 4, I'm gonna have to summon up some nerves here to recover from that terrible punt. Yeah, I'm gonna keep this. This is a promising hand. I think I'm gonna lead on the Hierarch, even though that does sort of give up the fetch land. All right. I do like that you can play around Wasteland so relatively effectively with this deck. Just these mana bases are nice. It did come up once, I think, already that we were punished for basic planes in our Uro deck, but still. What is this? Fable of the Mirror Breaker. I think I am gonna Force of Will this. I think I'd rather not play against that card. And they did pitch a Spirit Guide, so it's like a 2 for 2. Let's ponder. Is this Walking Ballista and these plows gonna do enough? Like, plow's great until they dump a like a chalice. I think maybe this like little critter plan is going to work. We are stretched on mana here, but I'm gonna get a second Hierarch. That's probably fine. Yeah, let's actually go for this. It feels a little risky, but like they can do a lot of scary stuff. We're insulated versus Blood Moon, so that's good. Like a Fury would be absolutely devastating. Obviously, Den of the Bugbear, Caves of Chaos Adventure. Okay, so I mean, they get to take the initiative, but I get to plow their dude. I don't get my second plow though, I don't think, because I'm gonna shuffle once I get the initiative. But I think that's probably okay. So we will get to... we can't make a 2/2 Ballista right now. We can do after post-combat once we take the initiative, I guess. Yeah, we'll get to fetch a basic land. Okay, there we go. That's kind of nice. I'll get the plains in case they furious. We can make white mana. Oh, never mind. I can't make the Ballista now. I already made my land drop. What I'm thinking. They have another Caves of Chaos Adventure, then that's an issue. Okay, never mind. That's also an issue. Alright. So I don't really have a creature to put to go into the forge with, so I'm gonna go in the Lost Well. Sure. Actually, hang on. So if I take Teferi here, then they make this into a creature. And I don't have double white, so I can't like even get the plow. So this becomes a 3/2, and when it attacks, so I think I need the plow. honestly. Yeah, so let's draw the plow. I could make this a 1/1 and then just like recharge when I don't have anything to do with my mana. Yeah, I think I kind of like that. This means no no combo kill, but I think in this game it might be more important to do this. Come on, animate your dude. Yes, take 2 damage. No? Yeah, you don't tap this one, right? Okay. I have to plow before combat, or it will get its trigger. Alright, sweet. So now what do we get? We get a treasure token. That's fine. Oh, wait, I have to choose? Arena, Goad, or Stash? Yeah, I'm going to take the Stash. Do we draw Recruiter of the Guard? Is that worth anything? We can get an Ice-Fang Coatl to hold down the fort in case they somehow like retake the initiative. Like, is it worth building up the Walking Ballista this turn? So next turn we'll get a creature, anyways. Yeah, I think I am gonna pump this dude. There we go. Make it a 2/2. Maybe this plan is too feeble. I've never gotten to complete a dungeon. Not sure I'm gonna get to do that, but we'll see. Goblin Rabble Master. Okay, this has to die before combat, or we'll lose the initiative. Now we get a 4/1, so that's good. Or can it block? Yeah, it can block, and it has Menace. There's Food Chain. Too bad the Walking Ballista's in the graveyard. I think I'm gonna play this and get an Ice-Fang Coatl. Just have bodies on the ground. I can flash this in at a moment's notice. The food chain's not going anywhere. Alright, we take game 1. That's sweet. So what's good here? Serenity seems fine. Prismatic Ending seems fine. Force of Negation, likewise. Endurance, probably not. Teferi is also a little bit weak. It's obviously fine to have answers, but we're boarding a lot of answers, and this only buys you a turn versus whatever. Maybe we'll shave a Griffin and a Manipulate Fate. So what's the last 2 cuts? Maybe it's a Food Chain and a Recruiter of the Guard. I'm not sure, like, I really like the Ice-Fangs as, like, just decent material versus, like, initiative. But, I'm not sure if it's wise or unwise to skimp on combo pieces here. I'm going to keep this. We have Force of Will. We have Prismatic Ending for, like, Chalice. Okay, Den of the Bugbear. I'm gonna play out Island, and the snow-covered forest is nice, insulating us versus Blood Moon. What is getting imprinted? What's this? Dead Gone. Okay. Fable. So we can ending the Goblin token. Then the Fable just quote unquote like draws 2 cards and eventually puts on the Mirror Maker thing. If I force this, I'll have to beat face up whatever the next play is, and if it's Caves of Chaos Adventure, I'll tell you what, I'm going to brainstorm here and check if my options change. Okay, so I think they do actually. I think is this is the win. We have the win here. We just need time. I want to draw all of these cards, so let's just put back, I suppose, the lands like this. So we'll draw Savannah. We can prismatic ending the Goblin token, the Goblin Shaman, and then at least they won't get to like make a lot of mana. The next turn, I probably play out the Food Chain first. Because if I play out Recruiter of the Guard and then wait a turn and play out Food Chain, they can then, like, if they have instant speed removal, it kind of stops us, or at least time walks us. Okay, they put Fury and Fiery Confluence into the graveyard here and draw 2 fresh cards. We don't even need... No, that's not true. I was going to say we don't even need Chalice for 1. Chalice for 1 is fine now. Chalice for 1 is fine. I could have brainstormed in response, and I think I probably should have. That was a little bit of a punt. Okay, let's play Food Chain. They have 2 cards. They get their reflection of Kiki Chiki now, which has Summoning Sickness. Not that I think it would matter. They can animate the Den. No, they need 1 more mana, but if they have it, they can animate the Den and swing. Also, I think actually not brainstorming means I get to keep up Force of Will through the entire combo, which is not bad. Uro would also have let us do that, I'm aware, but we can also then cast Uro. Fury, okay, yeah, you have Fury. Okay, so we draw another land. Let's just fetch away here. Grab the Walking Ballista. Then exile for blue. And ask our opponent to concede. Okay, I was writing to them to ask if they would concede, but then they conceded. All right, sweet. All right, 2-2. Let's see if we can go for a positive record for the last round. All right. All right, round number 5 on the draw. This is, I don't know, like 5 lands with the brainstorm. If I was on the play, I would probably keep it, but on the draw, I'm gonna mulligan. Yeah, I'm gonna keep this, send away a Recruiter, and ride into the sunset with my beautiful Bant hand. No, don't Chalice for 1. That's not part of the deal. That's not part of the deal, dude. Damn. Okay. Well, at least only 1 card in my hand was a 1-drop, and we can play this. If we get rolling on lands now with Uro, that's not the worst. So what kind of Chalice deck are you? You are the 8-cast kind of Chalice deck. Oh, wait, what's this? Incubate X. Create an incubator token. Wow, that's a lot of text. Okay, so whenever the opponent casts a non-creature spell, they get to create a token with X +1/+1 counters on it, where X is the converted mana cost. And then you can pay 2 to transform this artifact into a 0/0 artifact creature. Okay, so they get an XX token that's not a creature, but then they can pay 2 to make it a creature. Got it. Yeah, that was a reader. Force of Will is okay. I think I'm gonna bank on them not having Wasteland and fetch Savannah. I was thinking I was gonna Coatl, but then I thought better of it. Okay, Saga. We do kind of want to win with combo now, I think. So we take 2. They've still not played a non-creature spell. Oh, no. Oh, damn, I clicked through. Okay, now I'm going to play it. Oh, that's so bad. If I draw land here, I'm going to hate myself. But I'm also going to be sad if I don't. Well, that's an uncastable spell. So in the end of the day, I was not punished, but that was... Yeah, you shouldn't just, like, F6 through your turn like I just did. Okay, so they're not casting spells, which means I think they have Force of Will. And that's sort of... And then Force of Will obviously gets them a 5/5 token. Oh, come on. Damn Chalice. Yeah, they're thinking about forcing this. This is sort of awkward for them, not like being able to cash in. Oh, this is Metallic Rebuke? Yeah. Okay, that's just a 3/3 then. Yeah. I think I'm actually going to force this back. I'm going to need chump blockers once they start pooping out tokens here. And the Misthollow Griffin means goes into exile, so it's not that bad. Blah, blah, blah. And I really want the extra card here. I want to draw land. They have force? Okay. Yeah. Probably lose this one. Does this have summoning sickness if it's like transformed on their turn? I wonder. Yep, some big boys. I don't think like we draw land, we Uro, gain the life, draw food chain. Is that even good enough? Because we kind of need a creature in play for when we cast food chain. Okay, I guess I'll find out. Okay, so it doesn't have summoning sickness if it's been in play from the beginning of the turn. So I take a nice little, like, almost lethal. Yeah. Oops. There we go. Yeah. I'm not winning this, but let's just take the draw step for funsies. Yep. All right. Well, we have some stuff in the sideboard, at least. So let's bring in the Serenities and the Prismatic Endings. They seem like good cards here. Not sure if I want anything else. Veil of Summer maybe, but they're a Chalice deck. What to cut? Plow seems okay, not spectacular. Coatl probably we can lose some of those. Maybe 3. Like the game is not going to be decided by us chump blocking, I don't think. Let's cut a couple of plows because we're bringing in stuff. And maybe the endurance. I mean they could have graveyard synergies. I didn't see any. They could have like Emery. So maybe actually the endurance is not too bad. But then like, do you want to pitch cast an endurance to stop an Emery from like getting back at a bobble? It doesn't seem like that solid a thing. All right, let's see how we do. Yeah, this seems decent, especially if we can get to resolve a hierarch, like before they chalice. I think probably I need to get Savannah, although it is pretty awkward if they remove the hierarch. So we should remember to play Serenity before we play Food Chain. Just, note to self. There is a bobble. Spell bomb, okay. God, what's the play here? YOLO for the land, or play the Noble Hierarch to develop the mana before they can chalice. I think I'm gonna YOLO for land. They're not gonna chalice this next turn. I don't think they're gonna play an Ancient Tomb and like produce uh the thing here. I could also have played Manipulate Fate actually. Okay, Force. I'm not upset about Force because Force lets us power through the Serenity. And the Serenity is likely going to be nutso. At least the Serenity is going to blank their Saga. Oh, jeez. Alright, I'm actually going to not play Serenity now. Actually, hang on. So if I don't play Serenity now, they make one construct. It's a, on the face of it, it's a 3/3. Then they untap, make another construct. They're both 4/4s, and they get something. And then the construct is 5/5. Construct attacks us. Then we play Serenity. Then they get to attack with everything. So I think actually playing Serenity here is the place to be. And I will Force of Will this through. I'm gonna Force of Will pitching Uro because this actually represents the combo win. They have double force, so it doesn't matter at all. Okay. Alright. At least that will have expended their counter magic. If we start drawing lands, we can potentially, like, if we draw land next turn, we can go like Noble Hierarch, Manipulate Fate, and then we just have to like put a blocker in front of their dudes next turn. They get Shadow Spear, so they're gonna start gaining life. That's okay. If we can just draw land here, I'd be like really happy about that. We do draw land. Excellent. Okay. So is this where we play the food chain out? No, I don't think so. I think we Manipulate Fate. Yeah, let's get some Griffins. And 2 Griffins and an Eternal Scourge. Where are you? There you are. And we draw a card. Another land. That's nice. Okay, so we pass here, and then we just have to have them not like disrupt our food chain and not somehow kill us on this one combat step. Petal, okay, so that grows their guys. Ottawara, okay, that could have bounced something. So they have 1 card left, but they do have Hardcast Force now, unfortunately. Okay, I'm gonna block with this one and hope they actually don't have their like a 3rd Force of Will in their top 13 cards. That would be kind of nice. But why else would you play this out? Okay, they're doing something. Okay, they're bouncing. So that's fine. We still get to do everything we want, and now they don't have force. Okay, so we cast Food Chain. We make a green mana. We exile this for white. We cast Recruiter of the Guard. We get the Walking Ballista. We exile this and cast Misthollow Griffin. Then we ask our opponent. I have shown you the win, parentheses, Ballista. Any chance you would concede and save me the time? And while they think about what they're going to say, I'm just going to start doing the clicking. And it doesn't look like the opponent feels like, okay, no, just because I said that. Interesting response. Wow, friendly people today. That's nice. All right, here we go. Do the click. All right, so now I have made my 22-22 Ballista. Opponent did not feel like conceding, and I mean, this is really stressful, honestly, and doesn't really make for a nice play experience. But They are right that I chose the deck myself. As you've seen, I have not made any safety leverage. I could have spent even more time making more mana so that I would at least be able to play play my exiled creatures if somehow they were able to do something that gained them life here. I could also have made it a bit higher, but I needed 44 mana to make it a 22/22. And I'll have to go back and look, but I'm pretty sure this took around 5 or 6 minutes off my clock, if not even more. So it is what it is. And okay, so we won. So we go to the sideboard here, and I have 12.5 minutes, which hopefully, if we were to get into a similar situation, I will have enough time to execute the combo again. And if not, then, it is what it is. Do I want anything else here? Do I want, is a plow better than a Teferi? No, I think it's just in terms of removing a creature or something. I think probably Teferi is still better. I don't know. See, I do worry about Chalice here from our opponent. I'm not sure how many forces they have, but if they also have the forces of negation like normal 8 cast does. But I think I'm mostly worried about Force of Will on their turn, to be honest, protecting something. I'm going to keep this and just, I think, probably lose if they have turn 1 Chalice. And they have 2 mana. Oh, Emery, okay. Emery hits Pithing Needle and Spellbomb. Pithing Needle, I'm not too worried about any of these. They do get to ramp here, but is it more important that I ramp? Maybe not. I think I am actually just going to plow. Just in case they draw a bobble or something. I have to do it on my turn because if not, then they will get value out of Emery. If they force this, I'm fine with that. Okay, if they didn't. I'm really going to try and speed up things here. It's just kind of show I don't have force, but okay, second Emery. And this is a problem. Once they have enough mana, they'll start replaying this. Noble Hierarch, I think, is the play here. And we can brainstorm, Hail Mary brainstorm if we have to. And that was a force of negation, so that kind of answers the question I had. Yep, they get to start drawing extra cards. It's real good. I think when, no, I'm not going to brainstorm end of turn, I'll wait. Let's brainstorm now. Oh, they have Hull Breacher, okay, that's a problem. Yeah, that's pretty terrible. So let's put back Walking Ballista. Oh, this also gives them a card, but it gives me 3 cards though, so maybe that's fine. So yeah, no, I mean not a card, but a land, treasure. Okay, they force. I will have to accept that. They're down to 1 card now, but then now they can recast Thought Monitor with Emery. So this does look like the discard 3 cards kind of thing that the Hull Breacher effectively did is something we won't be able to recover from. Now there's the Saga. Okay. Exile. Target Serenity is what this reads. That's good. Good card. So even Serenity, I don't think it's going to save us here. Eternal Scourge. Hello. They're pausing here like they have another force. Yep. Like that hull breacher is just such a big problem, right? And now they're gonna get to poop out giant constructs. Like in spite of everything, I do feel like if just one of the pieces weren't there, like if the hull breacher weren't there, like maybe drawing an Uro would be like something. And if or like maybe drawing Serenity if they didn't have the Haywire Might, it could do something. But as it stands, we are fresh out of luck. Yep, I take another 6 here. Rough stuff, rough stuff. Food chain. Does this even matter? Like we would have to. We have to chump block next turn. Oh, but they have more forces. Wow. Yeah. Well, I guess that's what happens when you draw like 2 to 3 cards every turn. All right, GG's. There we go. All right. So the closing thoughts for me on this. Well, I think like I got to show you what the deck can do and why this deck is not that nice to play on Magic Online. I mean, my opponent wasn't very friendly about it, but they also like they didn't really do anything wrong. They could have just not written anything, and I would have had to execute the combo, taken 5 6 minutes off my clock. Um, and I made a really big misplay in that. What was the matchup? The Cephalid Breakfast matchup. I mean, it was at they had won game one. This was game two. So I mean, I probably win game two if I Recruiter of the Guard for the Fairy Macabre, but it's not guaranteed. And yeah, so I mean, that was a pretty big misplay. And it's not to say I would have won game three, but I think like this deck has more in it than what I was able to grind out of it. And yeah, who knows, right? If you were able to execute the loops on Magic Online that you were able to do in paper, I feel like this deck and decks like it, like Bomberman, maybe a few others, they are sort of underexplored. I'm not saying like they're secretly S tier or anything, but I do think Food Chain is like actually a pretty good deck with like fire design cards, and you can probably play it either as Bant or even Rug with Squee. And it's just a shame that you can't really effectively do it on Magic Online, where I think a lot of like I'm not gonna say that's where all innovation takes place, but I do think a lot of Magic, like a legacy innovation, takes place on Magic Online with grinders, and just for the simple reason that you can grind so many matches. Like if I'm lucky, I could play like one weekly of Legacy every Tuesday in Copenhagen, and then like an additional evening every week with like some friends. If, let's say I really committed to that, that would maybe be like 10 matches of Magic, and I'm when I'm really in the grindy, like in the grind gears, I feel like I go through like 6 7 8 leagues a week on Magic Online. So that's quite the difference in volume of like repetitions you can get and like things you can test. Anyways, but I mean, it is what it is. It'll probably never happen. It's probably too expensive for them to code and develop, and Magic Online is not that highly prioritized. So, anyways, I hope you had fun. I had fun. I also did not have fun, but you know, it is what it is. I do love this deck. I have it in paper. I do occasionally bring it to my game store and play it. Um, yeah, but that's it. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this, please go ahead and subscribe. I would love that. It helps me grow the channel. And I will see you back for some more Legacy. Bye bye.